from the route, majorly similar to the NG run, with the exception that we have more options. As you may see, I have fashion. You can take over everything you have on your save file, on a clear save file, and just enjoy the game a little bit more. The major thing is that we also have equipment that I will be equipping soon. But other than that, bad ending is regularly possible. There is an intended way, where after the wind trial you can face Helldive. But there's also an unintended way possible, which we figured out back in the day. At some point we were like, Fel and I were sitting down and were like, say, is it possible to get him earlier actually, to make this run shorter? And we were like, let's try it actually. So you see, I'm equipping some stuff. This is the unnamed equipment.
Okay, hold on. I need to restart our base real quick. Alright.
We good?
Back. Yeah, we're good. You can go good.
Alright, yeah. No problem, no problem. I'm basically equipping stuff here that I prepared. And I made a mistake there, right. I actually got it down in numbers, so I kind of like not get confused. Unnamed equipment is a little bit tricky to do in the sense that you have to prepare a lot. There are a couple bosses that you have to kill in order to get the base form of the equipment, and then you have to at the Lord of the Land, you have to upgrade it, and these unnamed equipment is the only equipment that you can bring into the game right from the start. And it's basically meant to be pretty an overpowered status. Like, besides the stats, we have a lot of boost in physical attack and elemental attacks, and also set up some skills so that we ignore elemental defense on certain occasions. Probably my stream is louder than close, so that could be the case. Another thing I am doing right now is I'm playing this game right now on chaos mode. And there is a major reason for that. Enemies behave differently depending on the difficulty, and the major thing is that enemies start moving at different intervals depending on the difficulty. If you play it on simple difficulty, you have like, I think, a 2-second window where enemies don't move at all. And this is actually pretty bad at the start of the game because we don't have really AoEs at our hand. So I put it on chaos right now because I'm that overpowered that it doesn't matter actually at the beginning of the game. And I want them to move fast or quicker, so I can attack them earlier and I don't have to run around on the battlefield going to them. Because going for melee and distant enemies, especially slimes that are pretty slow, that's a little bit annoying. We're gonna pick up Alicia as well. Also, this game is played on gamepad, so you don't see the weird movement, for example, that we had in Shin's run, where he was running like this. The gamepad has one movement speed, it's not interchangeable. There's no way we can improve on it, besides wind stepping. And that we also have early on already unlocked, because we take over all the talents and stuff.
さっき子供の頃に読んだって。
大人も大勢読んでいるよ。私が早熟だったのだろう。
なんだ。そっか。うん。素晴らしい本だからね。ああ。なるほど。どうなることや。
But from the route itself, not much is deviating from the normal NG route. The difference for bad ending though is we can skip a little bit of stuff. We don't need to do pretty much all the side quests. We can skip all the side quests. They are fairly irrelevant to us. So that saves a couple of minutes. But other than that, we're going through the story just like normal. Yeah, a little bit. It's not much. I mean, the run ends fairly quickly. The first attempt at bad ending was the regular bad ending, and it took about like 2.5 hours, I think it was. And we shortened it down to just above 1 hour and 15 minutes, 17 minutes. Quick bad ending without NG Plus is pretty much impossible, because when we are fighting Heldalf, we are fighting him under the curse condition, and the curse condition is you have every status ailment in the game possible on your head, you cannot remove it, you don't have seraphs, and you are limited overall. So we just have the basic human form, and under NG that's pretty much impossible to get it in the same speed as an NG Plus. I mean, it could be possible, but yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna equip wind stepping here. Mikleo has wind stepping as well, but I didn't equip it because of one reason. Wind stepping has a passive effect that when a character that has wind stepping active moves out of the party, the wind step cooldown or the stacks, they are actually on pause. They are passively on pause. So when I switch to Mikleo and activate wind stepping, he actually has all the stacks that I accumulated with Alicia. And also his regular duration is also put on top, so we're gonna abuse this a little bit. The Alicia outfit is the DLC outfit from Alicia DLCs. You can take it over. After you finish the Alicia DLC, you get a save file for NG Plus actually, and you can then equip Alicia with it. And I find it pretty good, it looks good. So we're gonna reset the first one. There we go, nice. Okay, why not? So as you see, we already have 4 stacks available, so we're going actually pretty fast. It also comes with a theme, the outfit.
そうだな。2、3日というところだろう。
近っ、そうだったんだ。
だが、山麓の森は深くはないのに迷ってしまうことが多いんだ。じいじの領域の力だな。
Yeah, Heldalf on the regular bad ending after the shrines is still considerably hard. That fight is still no joke, and when you're getting to the point on normal NG, it could be rough to manage that fight. It could be possible, but still be rough. Yeah, that's the other thing. I have max stats. Preparing a save file on the legit way for this game is with all things maxed, triple skills on your equipment and whatnot. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, because the problem is you have to battle RNG a lot. The first thing you have to do, you have to increase a multiplier that is passively in the game to increase the chance of triple skills actually dropping on equipment that you drop from enemies to a maximum amount of like 16%. That is not the bad part. The bad part is you need it also in certain slots, and there is where RNG actually can screw you over big time. It took me sometimes a lot of hours, even days, for one skill in one certain slot on one certain equipment to actually get it. So it's rough. Tutorials are still in the game, even on NG+. That is sadly didn't removed. Unlike Zestiria, for example. In Zestiria you don't have to do tutorials. Zestiria you get all the tutorials. So we want to get all the tutorials, the 6 normal tutorials to get through when you're fighting a regular battle. We want to get that out of the way as fast as possible. It's I stopped counting at like around 1500 hours or so. I mean, with all the planning we did, I mean, sometimes Fel and I were sitting up to in 6 AM in the morning through the night, and we're talking and discussing stuff. Currently I'm playing on Chaos to manipulate the AI of the enemies a little bit, that they are moving faster, so I can avoid running to the enemies all the time. Later on I will move down to easy, to simple mode, just because it's easier and faster. Oh, the wind stepping. Okay, this is actually one thing that can happen. Usually you can have wind stepping here still active. Sometimes it just doesn't, for whatever reason. So we sadly don't have wind stepping right now, which is okay. We have increased movement speed from the items, from the special items. So we are a little bit faster than usual. This is non-keyboard, yes. Also, I don't need picking up save points, which is also good. Okay, what enemy spawns do we get? I mean, I still hope that we don't get wolves, because wolves are still annoying. Oh, there we got one. And he is actually moving towards the river, so let's hope he is just... Oh, he behaves, that's a good boy, that's a good boy. Yeah, it's okay. We're getting tutorials out of the way. And escaping is actually... On Chaos the escape timer is longer, so I don't escape, I actually just kill them. Getting tutorials out of the way is okay. It's not a major deal. We don't need the tutorials to reset BG. Nope. Nope. Whoa. That was sketchy. If you talk to her again, she wants to like sell her the pipe or the royal knife, one of the 2 items, and we need the royal knife, so this was nearly an oopsie. Yeah, nearly pulled an ALG. Oh, hi, graphic errors. Wait, what's happening? Did I not? Oh, I'm just a genius. I forgot to actually activate in all the talking. I'm bad. No more graphic glitches. Okay, so we wait out here a little bit. It should have reset now. Yes, okay. This is a trick that you can do in NG+. Since we have wind stepping already, we can abuse it. And if you wait the dialogue out at that point, you trigger a new stack. Whenever there's a dialogue running from your NPCs, from your party members, you cannot trigger the wind step stack by eavesdropping. And that way we get that. I don't have Tales of Zestiria fixed, no. This is a graphic error I have since I started the game for the first time, for whatever reason, and it's randomly, it happens whenever it wants. We gonna save the doggo, yes, definitely. No, I hope there are no chokes anymore, no. I'm pretty nervous. This is a marathon run in quite some time, so yeah, nerfs are already getting to me. Luna fight, simple as always. 3 heavenly turrets and 1 finisher with martial arts. Also 30 FPS. Skipping, that's a little bit bad. Yes, we're gonna show you an item. I'm gonna show you the Royal Knight. Please let us in, thank you very much. We are moving on. LGG takes all the mistakes, great, awesome. Come on. Invisible corners, always a pleasure. Oh wow. Okay, that was awkward. That wolf was interesting. Got the jukes. Yeah, the game runs on 30 FPS. It's frame locked at 30 FPS, and sometimes if you're too fast for the game, it eats inputs on the skipping. So they are not that responsive as on 60 FPS on most other games. So you have to wait a little bit until you confirm. There we go. Yeah, the game was usually, so from what I understand, the game is usually programmed in 60 FPS. There is also a PS3 version which is also locked in 30 FPS. It basically unlocks, but it has also some other kind of issues, so we banned that actually. We banned it for the speedrunning to make it consistent throughout all platforms, because it's only a PC thing. We already splitted categories between the inputs, keyboard and gamepad, but we didn't want to split it also between the platforms as well. Since we're a small community, we want to keep it a little bit concentrated. We're not changing clothes actually. That's the other thing in this cutscene. Usually you have the shepherd's clothes, but since we are using DLC, nothing is happening. Yeah, the bad ending is actually interesting. Some people don't really understand what the bad
Mais c'est qui?
Sérieux?
Mais c'est le bébé à
Et
ça,
Jules?
non?
Ouais, quoi?
Oui, mais
Tu vois, là,
quoi?
elle rigole. Mais quand vont arriver les frais d'études, de médecin, mon premier appart et tout le reste, alors là, ça va être tendu.
Oh mais ouais, mais t'as raison. Y a quelqu'un qui s'y connaît en plan retraite?
Retraite? Pense d'abord à devenir proprio.
Je sais plus qui écouter, là, ça me donne envie de pleurer, moi.
Du calme. Avec Trajectoire Patrimoine du Crédit Agricole, choisissez les meilleures options pour vous protéger de l'imprévu ou développer votre patrimoine dès le premier euro. Trajectoire Patrimoine, découvrez tout votre potentiel.
That's happening, interesting. I hope I didn't set up anything that shouldn't be set up in my settings. I had to change a setting and I hope it didn't mess up anything else. That would be bad. No. Okay. Nice. That was actually pretty good. Pretty quick. LGG is pulling some stuff. Ah, nice. So basically the bad ending is a cutscene that's happening where it's raining all the time and they are talking about it. They're in a little cabin. And you see at the end that there is something like appearing, and that is actually Materas in a dark form, in a bad form. He basically got corrupted by the malevolence. It's not really explained at all by the cutscene. You really have to kind of like interpret it yourself, because Haldab is no more, and all the malevolence cannot be controlled by anyone, because in the normal ending, Sorey is doing that. Sorey is cleaning up all the stuff. So, and since he is not doing it, no one is doing it, basically. Yep. I cannot pronounce that name properly. Oh, first door. Oh nice, I actually get it first try. Yesterday when I tried it, it wasn't happening. But yeah, that's basically what happens in the bad ending. It's just a short cutscene, sadly, but story lore-wise, it makes sense, and it's pretty. If you know every detail of the game, it's pretty simple and pretty easy to understand. So what we're gonna do here, we are not gonna wait until we get attacked or so. We're just gonna use an elixir to get our BG, trigger the cutscene. That is the regular way, the intended way for the bad ending. We are doing the unintended way. We are actually fighting him right after we leave Lastenbell. Right after we leave Lastenbell, we're gonna fight Haldab directly in his domain, under his conditions. That's why this is only possible on NG+. Thank you very much. Also chat, I hope you are doing good on this morning, depending on your time zone, maybe even nearly the night. Nice. So this fight, if you are not playing on Chaos, all these enemies are just standing and you have to go from one side to the other side. That's mainly the reason why we're playing on Chaos, just for this fight. This is the most annoying fight when it comes to waiting out enemies until they are moving or attack you. The other problem is also they— wow, hi! Okay, sure, why not? I mean, currently it's a little bit useless to have fight because we don't have wind stepping, but I'll take it. The problem is, on one target, and in amortization you are one target, only 5 enemies at the same time can attack you. Every other enemy that's on the battlefield will be in idle status, and since we have like 10 or 12 slimes, the majority will just stand around and do nothing. They are not even triggered in that state, so they will wait. And that's kinda like a little bit annoying. Alright, we're gonna return the knife to Alicia. Yeah, right now it's noon in Germany. I'm from Germany myself, so it's a really good time for me actually to do this run. Unlike some other times where I was in the night or very early. Usual cutscene skipping and waiting. Any tips for casual playthrough? Depending on the difficulty you're playing, the general tip would be just buy updated equipment. Just update your equipment, buy the latest equipment you can get from shops, maybe farm a little bit on enemies on your current level. And don't worry too much about the skill system. In a casual playthrough on normal or even on the one higher difficulty, equipment is, the skills are not that important. They are helpful, of course, but they are not super important. As long as you're keeping your equipment up, you are pretty much good to go and you can beat the game just like that. And the other easiest way is spam Crown Fire, absolutely. Crown Fire is an absolutely broken skill. Not even in the speedrun, also in casual playthrough. It basically does a job on everything. Alright, we're gonna go to the Galahad ruins. Any games like this but turn-based? Not that I know of actually. Yeah, in theory it's turn-based. You got a combo, then the enemy maybe starts a combo, then you got a combo again. Kinda turn-based. I wouldn't call it turn-based, but yeah. We can leave that up to debate. Alright, we're gonna take this first encounter here. There we go. Also, one thing that you can do on NG+, which you cannot do on NG, you can fight these big guys here. Where is the doggo? Where's the doggo? Ah, there you are. There you are, my beauty. I'm doing this mainly because of the XP actually. We have fast leveling, we have 6 times XP. Well, okay, it's reduced on Chaos right now, so... There we go. I actually don't know, this is unlock actually. Drone fire. Yep, we got it. There we go. I'm already doing this here because I tend to forget that in the fight. We already have Crown Fire, so we are good to go. You can fight him on NG. If you're on lower difficulty, he's actually manageable already at this point. On the harder difficulties, it can be a really rough ride. But it's still possible. If you're pretty good at the game and you can dodge properly, then it's still going. Oh, there you are. Hello. Wow. Also 80% casting time. While we are at it with skills and stuff. Flying enemies are sometimes a little bit like really annoying. They can hovering over you and you are standing right under them and they are just like, I'm not moving. You cannot attack me, I cannot attack you if I don't want to. So be it. Okay, usual tutorial fight about resistance. We just say nope. Ah, water augmentation. Can use that as well. Nice. They were clumping up pretty good actually, that was good. Sometimes one or two spread out and you have to turn around and stuff, but this was actually pretty good. I like that. A lot of stuff in NG Plus is really about optimization, your movement optimization, the fight optimization. Not so in the early game. As soon as you are getting Edna, you have AoEs at your disposal, which make a lot of these random fights actually really easy, especially if you're getting Earthshaker. Nope. Later on the higher difficulty, I'm a runner also of the Chaos difficulty. I love to play games in higher difficulties and NG Plus is perfect for that. So on Chaos, in the late game, enemies can actually be pretty dangerous. Because the scaling is so high that they still can one-shot you. Even if you have super high stats, they can really hurt you. Alright, quick business with Ouroboros. Usually there's no fight needed on the way, so I hope I don't get one. I see enemies, that's good. Seeing enemies means there are no invisible enemies. And I prefer that. There we go, easy. Usually Ouroboros is resistant to water actually, but on Miklio's combined set with Thori I ignore water resistance. Actually it's Miklio alone in this case. So we are ignoring most of the resistances anyway, so we don't care about. We're just going in and smack the hell out of the bosses. With obviously as max stats as possible. Max stats, that's actually also a thing. Max stats are based on your base level. Also if you transfer them. And the biggest problem that happens is if you are trying to, on a fire where you are a high level, you try to max out your stats with herbs. The problem is that your base stats after leveling get into account for that. So what you need to do for NG Plus to have max possible stats, you have to do a low level run. You have to be as low as possible and then max out the stats. For Thori and Miklio it's not a problem, because you start basically on the lowest level. But for the other characters they are later in the game, so you have to keep yourself on the lowest level possible. Which is actually a fun run. I did this some time back, a Chaos low level challenge. Only mandatory fights, and I finished the game on level 16 was it. On Chaos, fighting Heldalf, level 16 with no farmed equipment, just the random equipment. That was actually a pretty fun run. Can recommend that challenge. Moving on, we are going into the big mansion, into the palace. Yo, Steve, what's up, man? See you again, buddy. Had a good night's sleep? Awesome. Cool stuff. That is actually also true. When it comes to games, I just love me a good challenge, and the more I get one-shotted, the better, basically. Like, when I do a mistake in a fight or so, I want to get punished for it, and I want to get punished hard for it. So, one-shots are mainly the only possible thing for that to happen, but there sure are other ways as well. Okay, let's see if I get the quick talk. Nice, I got it. This is actually tricky. You have to make a little bit of a curve and position properly to talk to that guard without the camera moving. So that saves just a second or so, but it's still fun to do. I'm actually completely different in real life. In real life, I'm the complete opposite, actually. I mean, play games on the difficulty you want to play them. I mean, you have to enjoy games, right? Do it on whatever difficulty you want. There is nothing to it if you don't enjoy the game because it's too hard or too complicated for you or whatever. So, for me it's the enjoyment that I get punished for it, that I have a hard time and have to figure out stress and whatnot. This is what I really enjoy. Thank you very much, man. Easier than easy. Simple is sadly the easiest difficulty here, but it makes the game actually pretty easy. Alright. Got another fight coming up, which is actually pretty fun. We're gonna quick step 2 times and then armatize. This AoE has such a high range. Oh yeah, I haven't changed. It's okay actually. I haven't changed the water amortization skills, so the bubbles can actually come out, which is not a problem, because since we're on chaos, they start running at you anyway, so in most cases they are just running into the bubbles anyways and die. So that's fine. Right, who needs menus? There are only a couple menus that you need. So usually without a fight we can directly go towards the Kizna. We don't need to refresh our wind stepping here. Going whoosh. We're gonna instant amortize. Thank you very much, Alicia and Lila. That was perfect. If you amortize, there is a slight delay when you can attack after it. So in that delay, if they kill it, I'm totally fine with that. I appreciate the effort. We got a ceiling enemy. Perfect. Nice. There can be a centipede there that's invisible at first, so I was looking out for that because I didn't saw any enemies on the ground. So I was looking at the ceiling. If there wasn't an enemy at the ceiling, currently there are only slimes there, I would have known that there is a centipede hiding. If you are having this fast of a movement speed, it's very important that you know what enemies can be in what places. and how to identify what enemies you are gonna run into. Because invisible enemies, they are just appearing out of nowhere and you're too fast to dodge them properly, so if you're not paying attention, then you will just straight up run into them. So I'm gonna go back to the bridge, and then we are also off to visiting Edna. Nah, I don't know about that actually. That seems a little bit of a myth in this game. That's not how it works here, sadly. It would be good in some cases, but yeah, nope. This is an easy skip to mash through because it's just 2 scenes that happens. We can just match, we don't need to skip. Talk to Alicia. And then we are off. I'm gonna take this encounter because this is an important encounter. This is an important encounter because the next encounter we have with Zabit and the Ogre, that is actually not a finished fight. So what happens to the wind stepping is it doesn't refresh. And I want to keep going a little bit faster for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna take the last encounter before entering this area to have enough time to get into an actual encounter to keep it up. Also, this is just waiting out. Because there is no chance he's gonna kill us. I mean, even if we are close to him, he's just like, I don't know. We are in chaos and he's a little bit... There we go. And Zabit, this is gonna be a quick one. I'm really sorry about this, but... yeah. Rip. You only get a glimpse of him. So we're going directly into the next encounter, the story encounter, which is with the assassin. This one counts actually as an encounter, which will be finished with XP and stuff. So we are gonna get a stack back. I don't need to take him a regular encounter. We're just gonna armatize, smack him down. Having a good time. See you later, buddy. So we are gonna take the last encounter here. One of the last encounters, doesn't really matter. With also... these harpies are a little bit annoying, but it's fine. It's the Banish tutorial. Banish tutorial is always annoying, actually. It's one of the tutorials I really hate. Gladly, you don't need to finish the cast of the Banish. It just needs to be started. Yeah, slight freeze. That's on my end, my PC, for some reason. Hi, Eisen. Goodbye, Eisen. Actually, I could have switched over to simple mode to make the escape time a little bit shorter, but oh well. Fine now. Later on in the game you can kill him. There is a side quest where you confront him once more. At this point, without manipulating the game, it's not possible. Nice. Perfect. I'll take that. In this encounter, no, you cannot. This encounter is plot armor encountered, protected. As soon as you drop him to 1 HP, which is actually really hard, because he heals himself later down in the fight. But as soon as you drop him to 1 HP, he gets question mark HP and he is basically unkillable. This run is so short because it's a bad ending, and the bad ending can be triggered at the first possible location where you can encounter Helldelf, which is right after Lesson Bell. Right after Lesson Bell we can fight Helldelf. Wow, that's a rare one to happen. Normally she charges in. Well, but I think we can actually now switch over to Edna pretty soon, so I can move it down to simple as well. Because you see the scaling already takes a little bit into effect. The HP is getting higher. We're gonna take no. There we go. Equip Edna with everything that's on 3. That title. We're also gonna switch the difficulty down to simple. Longer step. And there we go. Oh, I forgot to switch. Edna over to storage place. That's normally what the menu is all about. Switching Edna in, because we're gonna use Edna now. Edna has some pretty cool spells. Crystal Tower appears under the enemy. It doesn't matter where they are, it just appears. So it's a good AoE, up to 3 targets. And we want to get Earthshaker as well as soon as possible. Okay, number 1. So we also have to do the wolf set. Have to purge the malevolency as well. That's number 2. There we go, number 3. Gonna go into the cathedral first. Get this cutscene out of the way. Oh, okay. Too early. Was looking out for the bookwoman. Should be here now. I always forget when trigger is happening. Sometimes I completely forget about her entirely. Okay, now there she is. And do the museum first, which happened yesterday or the day before. I want to get that out of the way at first. This graveyard is a nightmare to walk through. I always get stuck at these little things. There we go. Alright, now we can move on to the museum. Get our wind stepping back. That's number 4. And that's the last one, number 5. Good. So I'm gonna take 3 encounters here. Prefer scorpions or spiders. I would like no fairies at best, because they are just annoying to start at. There we go, that's perfect. Because fairies take too long to get into a fight with them. That's number 2. That's perfect. The third encounter will be delayed. Nope. Oh, this one is actually pretty good. Nice. Awesome. Pretty nice encounter placement. I like it. So we are having enough stacks. We are getting another stack on the boss, which is coming right up. And after that we have the Drake fight, so we are at max stacks then. So this was actually a pretty good museum. I'll take it. No, that's not activated. Oh, wrong button. In general, it's not necessary for an NG plus run if you have max stats. You don't want to get hit that often anyways, and you want to finish the fights, even on the highest difficulty, fast enough. In most cases you are not taking fatal damage. In most cases. Unless you're doing Hexenile on low level, then it gets a little bit sketchy. But yeah, overall, the combined HP is not needed.
でもパピーを下に下ろす方法を見つけないと。スレイ、大樹の元へ行ってくれない？
うん、わかった。
Oh, I wasn't far enough. I was actually really confused right now. Hmm. Bam! Pretty good snipe. Looked like the anime. This is the main reason why I love running NG+. It's like you work towards top equipment and whatnot, and then you just destroy the game. It's so satisfying. Nice. This is one of the screens where you can skip, but the cutscene is not happening. The cutscene is happening, but not showing. You can hear steps. As soon as you hear the step, the cutscene is actually in place and you can start skipping, but the screen is still black, so I was paying attention to the sound. And this time I actually got it. So we're gonna need to switch positions once more. After like every couple cutscenes or so, or story-based cutscenes, Mikleo in most cases gets placed as Sori's partner. And I don't want that, I want Edna. Because Edna has better AoEs. Come on. I need you. Nice. It was actually a pretty odd placement for that enemy. Usually they are straight up. You just can run into them. We should be able to run directly straight up to the boss with the wind stepping. That's one of the benefits if you have early wind stepping and already the tutorial is out of the way. We have really quick encounters that you just take, reset, move on. And also we are running for quite some time because we have Alicia and Mikleo activated on wind stepping, so we have the full minute. Nice. Nice, that was pretty perfect. So we're gonna teleport back to Marlind. Gonna rest in the inn once more. Pretty laid back life, I would say. Job done, go to the inn, sleep the whole day. Sounds comfy. Sounds like you, LGG. Interesting. Alright, so now we are coming actually up to the third thing that is completely different from the NG any % run. We will not care about the Iris Gem here. We will not give the library key back. Sorry, Fel. We will just trigger the scene, talk to Lucas and move on. Which is probably the best part of this run. Not caring about the Iris Gem.
Lucas.
Can just go straight ahead and move on onto the battlefield. Controlling, yep, just confirming that Edna is still Sori's battle partner. I'm gonna take an encounter at the end of this path before entering Galvan Basin. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll take it. Was a good encounter. Okay, so this is a little bit sketchy. I hope I can make it into the story encounter before my wind stepping runs out. So sometimes a little bit sketchy. Okay, I made it. Nice. So we have Mikleo now in the fight directly, but we're gonna switch over to Edna, and I maybe have Earthshaker already available. I have to check. It's available. Easy mode. This AoE is so massive wide, it's ridiculous. It's 2 massive hits and it basically hits every enemy on the field. GG. And this is the easiest way to clear out random fights. That's why Edna is MVP pretty much throughout the whole run. Also in any percent NG+, it's the same deal. As soon as you are getting Earthshaker, random encounters to keep up wind stepping is so easy. Okay, Mystic Art tutorial. First face down. Slight overkill, I'm sorry. 167k damage. Woo! Oh baby. That hurt. So we're gonna take the last encounter here as well for refreshing our wind stepping for the next part. And hi Eldov. Sadly we cannot fight you here yet. That would be even shorter then. Yep, we cannot murder Lionface at this point, but we're getting at him soon. We're getting at him soon. We just need to wait just a little bit longer. Oh, right, you can get into the menu, I forgot. In these like interactive cutscenes I tend to mash around with the controller to keep my fingers a little bit warm. And don't fall asleep while doing this. But this is one of the rare cases where I can actually switch into the menu. Nice. There we go. On gamepad this is actually slightly faster than on keyboard. On keyboard you can just walk yourself, it's okay, because of the movement speed glitch. On gamepad it's not, but we can have this. Just slightly have to move a little bit when she starts walking again, so I'm in... well, okay. Moved a little bit too much. Alright, Tintagel runes. Number 1 and 2, and here's number 3, and we're gonna rest. We're gonna rest. Sorry, please, come on. You just had a really hard battle. Take your time, relax. It's okay. Your friends are coming back. Sorry was currently paralyzed, or his domain was so weak that he couldn't feel or communicate with the Seraph and also not hear them. Wrong way, too early. Now we check the door once more. Now we can go to the woman's side to get the last switch. And magically open the door. Voila! Nope. Turn around, please. There we go. The Rose outfit is a DLC outfit. It was from Idolmasters, a DLC pack that I've gotten myself. Switch over and Earthshaker. Anti-Plus is really about optimization, the fight. Your movement, everything is... It's really meant to like make it as quick as possible in the gameplay sense. And sometimes, like for example these fights on simple, if you wouldn't have an AoE for example, then you would need another strat. Wow, interesting. If you wonder why I'm delaying my cast so much, I'm actually not spamming too hard. There can be the occasional case that you are spamming so hard that your casts are actually overwriting the dialogue. And the dialogue needs to proceed to make the fight end. The fight would be endless if the dialogue would freeze up, which happened to me once because I was spamming too hard. So that's why I'm delaying it there. That's not gonna happen. Yay, Dragon Newt. One of the hardest fights casually, NG Plus, super easy. I love this. I should also have Maelstrom. No, actually not, okay. We just wait out after bringing him down on HP. That was number 1. That's number 2. Angry Berserk style idol. That's true. And number 3 going in. Nice. Alright, making sure that we got Edna proper positioned. Let's go. So this is a pretty tight movement going on here. Not tight in the sense right now, but the last part will be incredibly difficult movement-wise. What I want to try is, I want to keep up all my wind step stacks until we leave the Tentacle runes and get outside into the next encounter. Depending on the positioning of the enemies outside, it can be pretty sketchy, so there's like a slight chance that I'm gonna drop them. So what we got here? We got a werewolf here, that's pretty good. We're gonna pull him over here. We are near the exit where we have to go. Gonna go straight up. I hope I didn't miss any switches. Gonna go in. We can leave this chest. We don't need the key. Gonna go back. Idols are always too strong. Definitely. They are OP. There we go, that's number 1. And number 2. So usually we're taking the save point here. We can skip that as well. Saves a couple of steps that we don't need to do. Let's see where I got the next encounter. Oh, okay. Still good. Okay, we're good, Chief. Depending on the enemy, it can be that it is a plant, for example, and they take some time until they pop up, for example. They are not moving towards you. This was a harpy, they saw me, moved towards me. Perfect, pretty much. Couldn't be better. Alright, Lastendell. Pretty much our last station. Gonna do a couple of things here to move on the plot. We're doing the same as in the NG any % run. We're gonna go over to the west gate so we can skip the cutscene. There we go, nice. So we're gonna have the Sergei fight, which is pretty easy. I'm gonna make quick work of that. Nice. If you have it on automatic, there is mainly a specific skill, a specific hidden art the AI will automatically use depending on your combo stage and sometimes also the enemy. In this case, it's just a dash forward, which is pretty good. So that's why I didn't set up anything on Sorry. Usually before I was using Shadowfang, because it's one of the most reliable hidden arts that you can use against enemies and bosses. In this case it works most of the time. So we're gonna jump over. Get our last stack. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the end of the run. We are gonna go and face Helldalf right now. This is the first possible location where you can encounter Helldalf. It's right before Gododin, the area of Gododin, and he is positioned at the bottom, which we can move in from the side. So, yay! Sure, it is a quick run, there is nothing really major special, just the explaining stuff and so on. But on the other hand, this is the only possible way to do it legit, I will also save on this save point, because there is a little bit of RNG actually involved. It can go wrong if Paralyzed is screwing me over big time, because as I said before, we have every status ailment on us. We are basically on the timer due to dots happening. I'm gonna also need to equip Rose, because Rose will be the main damage dealer here. I will do it in fight. Right, there he is. Time is as soon as the battle ends on the last hit and transitions into the cutscene. The cutscene will directly happen after the fight ends. Nope. There we go. Now I'm on her. Wow. Dream Slasher, there we are. Oh, thank you, Thori. Time. Woo! Paralyzed, so annoying.
そういうことよ。分かったならさっさとなさい。
だそうだぞ、ミクリオ。なんで僕が？
そろそろ新しいリアクション考えたら？流行りに乗り遅れるわ。
まったくだな。何の流行りだ？
ミボ、理解なさい。自分のポジションを。
ノーコメントだ。混ぜ返すつもりだろ。
ノーコメント。
俺もだな。
ところでレゼ、昨日のミボのことだけど。やみそう。
あれはさ、言ってる。全然。引っかからないぞ僕は。
バカね。狙われてる。いつまで続くのかな。
俺がいたから助かった。
礼を言いなさい、ミボ。
The end. No, that's not Shin, but it could be. Whew. Okay, got that done.
I was about